everybody, to Meet the Polymaker. I am your host live today, Joel. It's true. It's currently May 1st, 2025 at 7:08 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For sure. That's really the exact time that I'm recording it, that I'm going live on this. Welcome in, everybody. It is actually live. For those that have not been here for a while or have been here for the first time today, we do giveaways. We do a lot of giveaways. We do a spool giveaway at the end of the show that is international. That goes anywhere, Canada, US, and every other country that I may or may not pronounce properly. So get that entered in there if you haven't already done so. If you think you've done it, you can do it again. Second time, third time, fourth time does not negate a ticket. It just doesn't stack your tickets. You get one entry. Everybody gets one entry. That is only live on Twitch right now. So if you're in another place, head over there, get it entered, and then you can go back to the other place. It's perfectly fine, but just get it entered in there. And that way you have a chance to win some filament. You don't have to be present on that channel to, win. All you gotta do is reach out to me if you're the winner. So with that said, we're here to talk about 3D printing news. We're here to share community prints from our Discord at discord.polymaker.com from our Show Off Prints channel. But it's been a while, so welcome everybody. I'm here. I'm in the flesh for now. So I have to travel again. Then you might get the pre-recorded Joel. It's a completely different Joel. It's actually automated AI, all that good stuff. We spend some money for the big programming. So with that said, though, we have another awesome guest, as we do every single episode. I lost count. I think we're in the 60s. If not, we're right near the 60s. We're somewhere. We're way up, consecutive shows in a row. So thank you for your support up to this point. And with that said, a lot of people I've noticed streams and YouTube videos say, and with that said, let's head on to the Hotend headlines. So first up, we're going to talk about Adidas. Now, we've talked about this shoe in the past as the Climacool shoe. It was released actually technically in September of last year, but it was a very limited supply. It went out to mostly like content creators, big shoe junkies, to get their feedback from it. What's awesome now is it is coming back, available for, us lowly folk to an extent. There's a catch, there's a drop. So you can register for that drop still today. The drawing is tomorrow for your chance to be one of the ones to get to purchase it. So I don't know the exact number that they're going to be doing, but if you're interested in this shoe, it is $140 retail. It is fully 3D printed in a synthetic material. They didn't say specifically what it was. Comes in varying sizes of men's and women's. It only comes in one color, off-white, that you see in this picture. But will it be neat? Will you be so lucky to be selected if you decide to enter the draw? You can do so through their, I think it's called their, let me see here, their confirmed platform. It's Adidas Confirmed. If you search it, there's an app you can download, make a free account, all that good stuff. And you basically set to purchase it, but you only get charged if you're selected tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to receive it. So will it be cool? We don't know, but it is fully 3D printed. And Adidas was actually one of the first mainstream shoe companies to use 3D printing in shoes back in 2017. So a little while ago. Now at that point, it wasn't a full shoe. It was just the cushioned insole. But this is going to show how that progression is going with 3D printing and everything. Is they kind of test the waters, see what they can make, how customizable is it, how well does it wear, etc. And now we're seeing them make a full-fledged 3D printed shoe. So the technology is here to stay, and it's just going to continue to grow until we see more and more awesome things from even the big name companies. Next up, another company, another new product. This is a 3D printed customizable truck. It is called the Slate EV2. And Slate is a company that's actually backed by Jeff Bezos. You may have heard of him, you may have not. It's got a little bit of money. But this is actually targeted to be a very affordable EV car, an electric vehicle. It's a very small pickup truck, 2-seater. But its thing is, it only comes in one configuration, but then that configuration can be customized through options that you purchase later and parts you purchase later, but also parts that you 3D print. This can be converted not just with 3D printing, but with other parts. Can be converted all the way up to being a 5-seated SUV from a 2-seating pickup truck, which is kind of cool. What they're actually targeting is a $20,000 retail price. So that's where, they're not making all these extra configurations. There's a lot less cost there, but it's going to have 100 total points in the vehicle that they call, I see here, I didn't flip my sheet here. Over 100 attach points that are built in to allow over 100 plus accessories to be put onto the truck, whether it be functional or aesthetic. And you'll be able to 3D print your own. They're actually going to have an open source, so you can design your own parts and then print your own parts. Anywhere from buttons, light covers, key accessories, all sorts of decorative elements. A lot of cool things that I think is cool that we're seeing that also now in vehicles. We've seen, I think the Ford Maverick had some 3D printed stuff you could do. Nothing to this extent where you have 100 attach points. So we'll see, where are those attach points? What can they actually function and do? It'll be interesting to see, because there's going to be a lot of people modeling some stuff for, especially a relatively cheap car. For $20,000 and get an EV car. Let's see how she holds up. And next up, we got even more product. It's product. I'm not being paid by any of these companies. This is 3D printed eyewear. Now, this isn't really a specific company. This is more the fact that 3D printed eyewear is becoming more global, where we're seeing a lot more companies are making things for customization, for lattices that you can't get in normal manufacturing of, like frames, designs that you can't get out of your standard old style manufacturing, we'll call it, if it's not really old on some of the stuff. But still, we can do so much more things with 3D printing. The other thing, of course, on-site development. So of course you got your places that can do the lenses on site, thin them out, all that good stuff. I think LensCrafter was one of the big ones that started that a long time ago. I'm not sure if they're still around, but now we're getting to the point to where you can pick out a frame, you can pick out a color, and you just wait. You sit in the waiting room for an hour or two, and they'll be able to print your frames, get your lenses all ready to go, and bam, you have a perfectly fitted pair of glasses, specially made for you, however you wanted. And it's going to be really cool to continue, again, seeing this in more and more products. Right now, the majority of the manufacturers are using nylon 11 and nylon 12 powders, just to offer durability and flexibility. But again, the customization can go so many different paths. So we'll keep an eye on this and see where it continues. If anybody out there gets a pair of 3D printing glasses and you're at a rep wrap, come show me. I'd love to see anything 3D printed, whether it be mainstream, customized yourself, or with a company that's doing it. So stop and say hi, coming up soon. Next up, we have non-planar slicing. Now, this isn't necessarily a new thing per se, but again, it's one of those things. It's adapting. It's getting easier. There's so many brains behind so many different things of finding ways to do it easier. This is actually a method is developed by Joshua Bird. It is the S4 slicer. It is an open source tool. Automates non-planar slicing. And what that is for those that don't know, to dumb it down, normally we print in stacks. We layer. This one is able to move and conform to different shapes. Of course, can you do that with a Ender 3? Yes, to an extent. Not to the extent that you see in this picture, but getting the different curves and everything so the nozzle actually prints and moves up and down rather than just back and forth, up, back and forth, up, back and forth. So it gives it a lot more motion there. The slicer that he's developed actually creates a tetrahedral mesh of the model, calculates the shortest path from each point to the print bed, and then adjusts the model's shape accordingly before slicing. So it was cool to kind of see some of the background stuff of how it deforms the model to slice it and then reform the model. Definitely cool. This one, this bench that he's done upside down, was done on a Core R Theta printer. I've never heard of that printer, but it is one that can move a lot. Your ups, downs, left and rights on a lot more axis than your normal printer. But again, just really cool to see another step in the right direction of just enhancing our printability and what printers are going to start doing in the future. So we'll hang tight and we'll see where this goes. And last but not least, this is actually, I just learned of this today, but Luke's Laboratory launched his Kickstarter for his Pika Hotend. It is a Hotend for the Bamboo X1 and P1 series, and it is touted to do printing double the printing speed of your normal bamboo Hotends. It is titanium. It is going to allow basically for different parts, of course, the fans, everything else can be swapped, the heat plates from your normal Hotend onto this. But there you can also do CHT nozzles. You can swap the nozzles out. So just it features a handful of replaceable components. But the main thing is with it, it's going to have a higher filament flow. It's got a 33 millimeter melt zone. So again, it can get that plastic ready to push through. at a lot higher rate. So again, you get a higher rate of flow. You can print faster because the plastic's there to print and you're not going to under extrude. So it's really cool. He's got some videos on the Kickstarter if you want to check it out yourself. But as the site says this Hotend reflects the company's commitment to the 3D printing community, incorporating feedback and insights from users to create a product that meets their needs. So he's kind of taking the input from the community, which we always love, and actually implements it into something they want. Right now, again, the Kickstarter is actually started today. You can get them. They're around $90 US dollars per Hotend, and you can do it in different packs and things. So if you want to print fast and you're all about it, this might be your thing. So let's go ahead and end the news here and move on to Spool to Spotlight. I'm just missing the music on that. I still haven't added it yet. But these all prints are shared on our Show Off Prints channel at our Discord at discord.polymaker.com. I invite anyone and everyone to share whatever you print, whether you're happy with it, upset with it, it's a fail, it's awesome, it's processed, it's not processed, it's got supports on it, snapped in half, layer shifted, whatever it might be. Share away. We enjoy seeing it all. And you know what? We like to laugh at our own mistakes, right? So if you had a fail, post it there, make it fun. Some people have staged some fun photos with their failures. You can do so too. But first print we're looking at here is Nervous Pajamas. He actually did 3 different models. So I put Urban Star Wars, but it's like Urban Darth Vader, Urban Mandalorian. But if you look up Slevin on Maker World, you're going to see all their models here. And of course, we've seen the Chill Luigi, we've seen the Chill Pink Panther, Bugs Bunny, etc., etc. I thought it was pretty cool to see these because, I mean, looking at this picture, not knowing it's 3D printed, you're thinking there's just a bunch of dudes in cosplay chilling. So very good prints and just a fun model. Next up, we have Prints with Chris, doing what he always does, characters and multicolor and pieces. And who is the modeler? Of course, it's PLA and PA. That is available on their Patreon. I don't know why I didn't put the Patreon logo on there, but forgot that. But this Thorio, we've seen Mario in many different costumes and cosplay himself. And now we see him as Thorio. So will we get the whole Avengers? Stay tuned and find out. Next print is by none other than Pezliz. She loves her organization. She loves her pinks, her fancy little girly colors. But it does look good. This one actually is a gradient that turned out perfect for this maker tray that was designed by K2 Kevin and is available for free on Maker World. It's part of the Gridfinity setup. So if you have Gridfinity, this will snap right in place with that. But who doesn't need a place to store their 8,000 Allen wrenches and clogger or anti-cloggers and extra screws and bolts? Well, here's one of many, many ways. So if you're interested, go search up K2 Kevin or the Rugged Ultimate Maker Tray on Maker World and download it yourself. Next up, we have Jake, who is also known as Polly Pocket 3D on Patreon, doing all sorts of cute flexies. This is no exception. It is pigs and bacon. They look pretty sad that their ancestors are right there in front of them in bacon form, but who doesn't love bacon? And especially flexi bacon. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. So just a really cute way of doing kind of both forms of pig. And you can download it yourself if you just subscribe to their Patreon at Polypocket 3D. And last but not least, we have none other than Polymaker Pete. Is that even a real person? Is that somebody that works for us? I don't know. I've heard the name in the office, but it was never good things. But Pete loves to do his multicolor, not so many dudes that are designed by Wexter. This is, of course, Steve, the version of Steve from Minecraft, the movie, played by Jack Black, of course, which, if you can't tell, I mean, it's pretty obvious in this. It is crazy how Wexter can capture the character in such a, I want to say, I don't want to like downplay it, but in like a standard format. There's not a lot, the face is flat, there's just some hair and everything, but you know who this is by looking at him. And of course, he's donning an amazing hat. So this is just a nice large one. I don't know if this is his desk mate at work or if he's traveled back home with him, but again, cool multicolor print. So thank you for sharing. And again, you can share your own prints at Show Off Prints channel at discord.polymaker.com. So do so, because what I'm going to do now is break the commercial, and then we're going to end up meeting our next maker in just a few minutes. So hang tight and let's see who it is.
Whoa, I'd love to get into 3D printing, but I live here on the sun where the UV rays are nuts. Wait just one moment there, strapping young chap. Have you ever heard of Polymaker ASA? Polymaker ASA is UV resistant, so it is the perfect application for printing near or around the sun. No way, bro. Yes way, brosif. Here, try it out. Radical, man. If you need a weather-resistant material, make sure you check out Polymaker's ASA. Printing on the sun is no problem at all with Polymaker ASA.
Imagine owning some of the best songs about 3D printing this Discord has to offer. Polymaker presents 3D Printing Hits by Silverback and Little D, the best renditions of some of the greatest hits of all time. Hits like Hallelujah, Polly Smooth Criminal, All That She Wants Is Another Printer, Print Away,
There you go, print away.
Still the TD1, All About That Bag, No Stabbies, and Polyman.
It's a file tonight. We're all in the mood to see it extrude, 'cause you've got your printer tuned right.
Reserve your CD today with a special TV offer by going to polymaker.com and paying $39.99. Have your credit card ready. Seriously though, this music was a joke. Go buy some Polymaker.
Welcome back, everybody, to the show. And I have some really bad audio coming through my headphones, so bear with me just a moment. There we go. Fixed. Okay, so does anybody know what we're here for? This is why. And boom. Got it. We're here to meet the maker, of course, right? So this maker has done many awesome things. They one day just popped up on my Facebook page out of nowhere. I think he hacked my account, something, maybe seen Polymaker in the name. I don't know, but he does really big things, really awesome things. And he pumps them out like, I don't know, every 5 minutes, it seems. So you guys may or may not have seen him on your own Facebook page. If not, let's meet him together. Please welcome in Luis Garcia. How's it going? Good. Okay, let's I'm gonna try to make sure I got all this in here. And if anybody hears a feedback, let me know in chat. I'll kind of keep my eyes on it. These things are dead right now, so we'll take them off. But yeah, so for those that don't know who you are, haven't by chance seen you on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, etc., who are you and what do you do?
So what I do, I started with like simple, 1/6 scale statues, just normal ones and everything. But then I spoke with one of my friends, and I'm like, you know what, dude? I want to do life-size statues. I want to do big statues. And he's like, dude, you're insane, man. And I mean, this was all these life-size statues. I mean, they weren't heard of as much, So Lubin wasn't heard as much. Mixer, all those, apps to make them big. But anyways, I told my friend I'm gonna make them big, dude. And he's like, "Are you sure, man?" I'm like, so I took that personal.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do it, man. So it started with a Luffy. I didn't even know what the heck I was doing, but it all came together. So we learned and learned by the mistakes and everything and all that stuff. And there they are now. And
yeah.
More over there and more over there and more over there.
Yeah, I think you're gonna run out of room before long. The amount or how quickly you put them out for sure. But I'm gonna try to adjust them real quick because I'm getting that you have a little bit of low volume, which you sound fine on my end. But are you able to turn up your gain?
Let me give it a try. Can you hear me now?
Ooh, I bet you that's good. I seen it peak on here. How does he? Go ahead and get him a test 1, 2, 3, and we'll see. It'll be a delay in chat.
Test 1, 2, 3. Yes.
Waiting. Okay, that could be still delayed. We'll see what it says here. Because it's peaking on my end, so I don't know why it'd be low.
Yeah. Hello.
Let's see what. Still low. Let's see here. Yeah, because I got it cranked up on my end. A bit better. Can you guys hear him, or is it like really low that we need to fix it, or is it good?
Hello.
Yeah, because you're peaking on my end. Possibly deep voice. Slightly, a little bit of a deep voice, yeah. But we are hearing. Okay, so you are hearing through the speakers. Okay, let me try to fix that real quick. On the fly, live stuff. That's what we live for here, Luis.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Audio.
I don't have speakers on my end.
No, they're hearing you through my speakers. Because I normally have the guest in my ear. Yeah, let's see here. Oh, that's what it is. Monitor output. Let's do guest. Cam monitor. There you got that. Global settings. And let's try this again. Okay. Are you there? Ah, there we go. You're in my ears now. Now, did me switching my audio fix his mic? Give him another little test 1, 2, 3. We can hear him, just have to listen. Okay, so is it listenable? Wait, no sound. No sound, now nothing. Can't hear him at all. Okay, well, let me go back in here. Since I changed my global settings, I might be... Let's go monitor and output. Okay, now try it.
Hello? Mic test. Mic check. 1, 2, 3. Hello?
Normally it's a little bit smoother, but...
Hello?
Get you on it.
Hello?
Ah, there we go. Okay, yes. Can hear him now. Fixed on the fly, booming. Okay, so...
All right, there you go. It was on my side. I had to click something there, man.
Oh, okay. It was all his fault.
My bad, guys. I'm sorry.
No, we're good. Like I said, that's trust me, this isn't the first fumble of Meet the Polymaker by any means. It's not even the worst. So no, appreciate you being patient, and everybody else appreciate you being patient. But yes, everybody at least heard the intro, or does he need to introduce himself again? Make sure everybody knows who we're talking to here.
Talking to a hairy dude.
Okay, now that he's peaking, I can turn him down some here so it doesn't peak.
Let me see. Maybe I can put it here.
Or just on the fly. Redo
Yes,
intro.
yes.
Okay, so intro again. Okay, real quick. Do one more test. 1, 2, 3. Since everything's readjusted, and we'll make
Test.
sure they can hear you.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test. Yes. Hello. Hello.
Okay, as
yes,
long as I
yes.
get a good to go, then we'll restart.
All right. All right. We're good. Well, I'm
Good to
good,
go.
but I don't know.
Awesome. So everybody, please welcome in today's guest, Luis Garcia. Luis,
Yes.
who are you and what do you do? Because I have no
So-
idea.
Yeah. So I mean, I do, as you can see, life-size 3D prints, and I mean, I got my whole. This is my living room. It's not my room. It's my living room. It's full of life-size statues. Michelangelo, Link, Luffy on the floor, Cell on the floor. And then printers is here. So that's what I do. Life-size statues. I started with these 1/6 scale, but then
Yeah.
I just said, you know, I'm going with those,
Time to
man.
go big or go home, right? So
Yeah.
married?
Yes, married and almost kicked out of the house.
That
Because
was the
of
next
this.
question. How many times has it been told either they leave or you leave?
Yeah. I think I'm gonna end up
Actually,
leaving with these guys.
I've met him and his wife at Rapids. She's very sweet, and she reminded me of my wife, where you can tell she just tolerates it.
Yeah.
Right?
She
Yeah.
yeah.
There you go.
She might
now-
be there on the line, but I don't know.
It's your charm keeps her there, though.
I guess so. Yeah, but
The charm or the
I
beard,
guess.
one or the other.
it maybe the beard. I don't know.
Oh, there you go. So now, of course, like you said, you started 1/6 scale. Now that you say you started with that, did you start 3D printing those right off the rip, or like how did you get started, and what did you actually start with?
So I started with I started with resin, right? But then I went to FDM because resin was just it was too much for me. Cleaning,
Messy.
curing, all that kind of stuff. So then I went to FDM, started with an Ender 3 V1, the the block. It was just a block.
Yeah.
So I started with that and everything, and then went little by little, bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then I bought a CR10, and then that's when I started, a little bit bigger and just parts. And then that's when I said, you know what, I'm doing them life size. And I looked up Lubin. I tried
yeah.
Mesh Mixer. I tried all that kind of stuff, the different apps and everything. But my favorite by far right now is Lubin. I've learned how to cut files like in the slicers now, like Creality or
yeah.
Bamboo Lab. You know how they say it has a little cut thing?
Oh yeah, you can change it, the angle it, and have two pieces, and
Yeah. So I started doing that now. It's been easier, way easier, 1,000 times easier than Lubin, chopping up everywhere in pieces. So I started doing
because
that
then it
now.
kind of becomes more customizable, right? Because you can put the cut kind of. I mean, not that Lubin can't, but it's just easy to slice this arm off. Know this is going to print this way. I can slice it here. And it's become kind of a more of a mindset tool too. Is not just the software, but really the mindset of knowing how things print and what you can fit where.
Yes, because like Lubin can probably cut like the face like this, right?
Yep.
And then you're gonna have to put those parts together, and then the lines are
Fill that in.
you're gonna be there if you're like this close seeing them, right? But with the slicers, it's a head, and you can like cut it like just up to here, just like, and you can just one fill and sand, and that's it.
So do you try to do that then with most of the models? Is cut them to where the seams will hide the best, where there's less work to be done?
Yes, hardcore. Yeah.
So now with all the, of course, you've done several characters. You have 8 million probably on your project list. Do you get those from websites? Do you purchase them on Patreons? Where do you get your models from, typically?
So I get them from Patreons. The Dragon Ball Z files, a very good friend of mine. He has his Patreon, but he saw that I just kept on pumping out his prints and pumping them out. He loved my work, and then he's like, "Hey, man, I'll send you the files, but you keep on doing this." I'm like, "Yeah, man, for sure. I'll keep on doing it." So then I made friends with other modelers as well and everything. They're like, "Hey, if we send you this file, can you do it life size?" I'm like, "Oh yeah." So that one, the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, that's one of the models that they sent me for me to do life size, and there it is.
That's awesome. So now, when of course when you upgraded from the 1/6, what was the very first full size, the full size finished print that you did?
It was Luffy. It was a regular normal Luffy. He's like this, standing, smiling, with a gigantic smile on his face.
Yeah.
That one, bro, I didn't even know what the heck I was doing, man. I put, instead of putting like the leg and then scaling it up to the size, like to make it life size, right? I put the whole statue, like one piece, just literally one piece,
How
sized it up.
convenient, one piece.
Yeah, there you go, right? And then it just cut up everything in pieces. Like it was insane. It was insane. And then I had to just glue everything together, fill and sand, as if it was just one piece.
So now, do you remember? Because how long ago was that one done? The Luffy, the original Luffy.
That one I did it in February of last year. Yeah.
Do you remember what printers did you have? Because I'm sure your arsenal of printers has upgraded since then. But what did you have back then that you started doing that first full size?
That one I did on a CR10, and then what's called the X1C came out from Bamboo Lab.
Yep.
And then I got that one. But then I was like, I mean, 2 printers ain't gonna cut it, It was taking me like forever. So then I got a Bamboo Lab A1. So now I had 3 printers. And then I ended up winning the Bamboo Lab A1 Mini. And
Nice.
well, I had the Mini, but I mean, the Mini is like, very, very tiny, right?
Not very useful
I'm
with
like,
life size prints.
but I still print life size stuff with the A1 Mini, bro.
Is that like usually the small stuff, like eyes or parts and pieces, or is it just kind of whatever you can fit on it?
Like, yeah, like if a hand fits on it, then I'll put a hand, or like a fist, that's there, just prints it out easy.
So now, when you first started doing the Luffy, of course you had your experience with these smaller models. Did you already have the paint skills, or were you still developing when you started the life size stuff?
I was still developing them. I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Let me tell you, the hardest thing to paint on a statue is this color, man. I mean, the skin color.
Okay, and get
to get it on point.
Yeah.
Oh man, to get the skin color on the statues on point, because I mean, what I was saying, I mean, I can print out a Spider-Man, red, blue, and then the webs, and then the shades.
Yeah.
I mean, or a Batman, black and gray, shading on it and everything, all the different types of effects that you want to put on. But I mean, the most trouble I've had, and I'm still trying to get better at it, is the skin color.
Now, does it make it easy that since a lot of them are anime characters, they tend to have similar to, not necessarily always the same skin tone, but kind of the similar skin tone, so you can kind of focus on one shade color and then just work it from there?
Yeah, I mean, I have a spray can. Man, it's outside, man. But it's like a beige. It's from Rust-Oleum. It's just a beige color. So in order to like lean at least to have something like a prime, the primer. What is it called?
The base coat, or
yeah, the base coat of that color. I just spray that on them, and then I just work from there.
So now with spray can, so do you do everything in spray can, or do you mix it with spray can airbrushing? Or?
I can't say that. That's my secret. No, I'm just playing. No, I'm just playing, bro. I mean, I put everything up on my reels in Facebook and Instagram, and I've started uploading YouTube. But anyways, going back to that question, I'll tell you guys right now my channels and everything. But yeah, it's spray can, and then airbrush, and then for like the pupils and stuff like that, like to get in there and stuff, it has to be brush, because I mean, if it's an airbrush, oh man, you have to get a very, very it's
just so
brutal.
Minute and tiny. So is it more basically the larger pieces are your spray cans, and then the details and the shading goes with the airbrush, or is it kind of, do you do big parts too with just airbrush?
Sometimes I do big parts like the skin color, airbrush. It has to be airbrush because it can't be with brush. You'll see the strokes and everything is just.
Yeah, because especially on like the one behind you, that's the majority of the front of the
yeah,
model,
all
so
that, the face
well.
and yeah. Oh, that's his hat right there. My bad. Looks like a But yeah.
So now that they're accumulating throughout the living room, do you like permanently assemble them every time, or do you leave them in parts and pieces just so you can move them easier?
Yeah. Uh, they're in parts. They're in parts like well, like it's the head and the arms. It's all together, right? But I can take it off from the waist,
No way. Okay.
and then the legs, and then same thing for Vegeta. The head comes off, the torso, the legs, and the feet.
And
Same
I've
thing with
noticed
the
too on a lot of the ones that you post is uh, they don't necessarily have a base. Most of them are just they're are they modeled that way specific so they kind of have that center of gravity corrected?
some of
Or
them. Some of them, yeah. Some of them are modeled that way, but there's I'm still doing the Boma with the motorcycle. It's
oh yeah,
huge. It's a real dirt bike. It's a real dirt bike. I didn't even know it was gonna be that
full
huge.
size.
It's a full size dirt bike. Now that one I had to print the base. The base was like 290 pieces somewhere through
Oh
there.
jeez, just the base.
Chunks, like big piece. It's like in four large cardboard boxes there in the back. The pieces. I still got to put it all together.
So now, of course, as they continue to multiply inside your living space, is there a plan for them afterward? You know, once you get to a point that you really don't have the space, like, do you plan on taking them anywhere? You're gonna keep them for your own collection and just display them elsewhere, or what's your plans with them?
Uh, there's been people that say, "Hey man, do you sell them? Do you sell them? Do you sell them?" I don't sell them. I don't sell them because they're I don't want to have any problems with
The
copyright
IP
and
and
all
all
that kind
that.
of stuff, you know.
Yep. Oh yeah,
So
understandable.
so I mean, there's expos and cons here that I mean, I take them just so like they can take pictures with them and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
But afterwards, when it's just gonna get way too packed here, I'm gonna end up finding some comic stores here where I live in my hometown, be like, hey, you guys want to display
Right.
them here and everything, just so like the kids can go take pictures with them and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, that's awesome. No,
Yeah.
especially yeah, when you have so many, and like I said, I know even just the short form list of what you plan on doing, and that's just yeah. Like I said, so what is the average time that it takes for you from start to finish, painted and all that? Because like I said, when I first saw you on socials, it's like, is he like just pumping these out like every week? It seemed crazy, and I'm sure I was having some backlog of videos. About how long does it take you from start to finish on average? I know every model is different, but
If I were to if I were to like to be like, hey, I gotta get this done fast. I gotta do it fast. It'd be 2 weeks, 2 weeks tops,
and that's fully painted, finished, processed, ready to go.
ready to go.
That's pumping
Uh,
them out like crazy.
the only one I did take a good while. It was about like 2 months because it took 2 weeks to print. Is Cell the 9 foot Cell?
He's
I
a
don't
big
think you
guy.
guys could see. It's somewhere down
Um,
there, right there.
kind of in the
There he is. That
shadows.
Yeah, that guy took 2 months. That's the one that beat me crazy. Thousands of spots that I needed to paint. It was unbelievable.
Now, do you have any tips or tricks of because of course you can't always hide every single seam line. Do you have a good trick, or do you just use the filler primer, or is there anything special that you'll share of how you fill in the lines and kind of smooth things out?
I had a friend of mine, just sent me a message yesterday, and he's like, "Bro, I can't seem to finish it. I mean, every time I sand it and fill it and sand it and filler prime it, the seam line comes out." So what I told him is, when you fill it, I mean, get some light grit, sand it as much as you can, but very light grit,
Yeah,
and
that way
then
you're not
you'll
taking all
be
the
a-
layers
you'll
off.
yeah, you're gonna barely see that seam line, so then right there you just put the filler primer, and the filler primer does the rest.
So that's I think where a lot of people go wrong is whether it be impatience or just not knowing is glue it together. Don't just start trying to fill it with filler primer, right? Because then you're just going to keep fighting it and fighting it and fighting it and end up with layers. So
Yeah,
you say sand it first, try to sand it as smooth as you can, and then use the filler.
yeah, sand it as smooth as you can, filler, then light grit right there in that seam line and everything. Just don't you know, all the way down to like the bone of the,
You see the
you know,
grid
yeah,
infill and everything else.
yeah, just chill until you finally see that little seam line, and then filler primer does the rest.
Awesome. Now, most of the statues that you print, are they all PLA or PETG, or what do you typically print in?
They're all PLA, bro.
You know? Do you have any that have stayed outside for an extended amount of time to just see how they've held up, or have you not wanted tempted fate?
Well, I have a Squirtle. I put a Squirtle that I did, and he's outside, and I wanted to see like how like the heat is gonna last with him there. I wanted to see like if it's gonna be, you know, like if is it gonna warp or what's gonna happen.
Is it going to deform some way? And without
Yeah.
doxing yourself, and where are you at on the heat level? Where you're located at? Is it pretty hot outside? Hot, humid? What's your? I know where you live, but I'm not going to say it. But
Yeah.
is it pretty high temps during the summer, or do you expect it to see high heat?
Yeah, it's very hot. Oh, summer's gonna be, man,
looking
summer's
forward
gonna
to
be
it.
insane, bro. So I mean, I really would like to see what happens to Squirtle. Maybe it'll come out all like, you know, but I don't know. I just I want to see how it's gonna end up looking.
He'll look like the cloned Brian and Stewie off of Family Guy. If you ever saw that episode.
Yeah.
You gotta
Yeah.
make sure to do one of those voiceovers, doing that voice if he turns out that way. That'd be a good reel.
Yeah. Squirtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now, so of course, all your big prints, everything else. You recently went. You were invited onto a news cast or news show, right?
Yeah.
A local news place. And you can talk about that. Like, what happened there? Like, did they just reach out to you because they saw you in an article, or just saw you in an event?
Yeah, they saw everything. Like, I guess the one that got the most attraction was the Ninja Turtle that I did.
Yes.
The Ninja
Love
Turtle
that
just
one.
blew up. I mean, that was it was, man, that turtle has like something really special about it. A lot of people have been wanting to buy it, but nah, I don't sell it. It's mine. But they saw that and they're like, "Hey, would you like to bring your statues onto the news?" You know, and I'm like, "Heck yeah, why wouldn't I? You know, that's gonna be insane."
Am I
You
gonna
know,
talk about something I love? Sure.
yeah. I mean, and I'm not nervous when there's like cameras there or something like that, dude. I'll shout, I'll jump, I don't care, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But but I mean, I don't know why, but dude, it's something different being there with the TVs and like I don't know, just like the big screens, 3 cameras. Hey,
This is
hello
legit.
everybody. Well, this is Luis Garcia, and these are his 3D prints. Amazing! Look at that. And I'm like, you know, like what the heck's going on? You know, it was insane, man.
What
But
I get myself into. No,
yeah, yeah.
definitely cool. Now, so when you had to, because that was at a local news place, like, was it too far from you?
Who? Oh, yeah. Well, it's about like an hour drive, 30,
Oh, it's not
35 minutes somewhere.
So then do you have a vehicle that you put all those in, or did you rent a U-Haul? How did you transport them to there? Especially, I know some parts of that turtle could probably be fragile. More so
Yeah,
the bandana,
yeah.
I think.
Well, we have a van, a giant white what is it, E150 or
Oh, okay, Chevy
what,
E150 or well, yeah, or no, it's a Ford. Either one, a big passenger
Ford?
van.
Yeah, it's a Ford. It's a huge van. I mean, we have it here, and well, I took off the seats and I just loaded up all the statues that I could. I think it was 3. Yeah, it was 3 statues
Yep.
that I took.
So now did the van come before the prints or the prints before the van?
No, it was the van, and
Okay, so
then
you had the van. Okay. So it just worked out
prints.
that you had a van then.
Yeah,
I
well,
was like,
it's
oh, we gotta go car shopping. We better get something that can fit these statues in.
no, it's because my dad's he's disabled, brother. He's disabled,
Okay.
and he has a a wheelchair, right? So I mean, well, it's the van. It has a plus that it has a ramp. You know, it just lowers and
Oh,
then.
yeah, off the side. Yep.
So I mean, heck, man, I just put the ramp down, then stand on the ramp, and then it goes up with the statue, and
Just had
it's
your
just
own,
take
like,
it in.
loading dock, right?
Yeah, I mean that easy. So it's good. It's good.
So now with that, the Ninja Turtle, like you said, it's just got something about it. Was that one of the models that were already available, or is that one that was, I don't want to say necessarily commissioned by you, but kind of designed for you to display for someone, or is that available for anybody else to get a hold of?
So when that file came out, bro, it was on Codes 3D. It was on Codes 3D,
Okay.
and I ended up buying it and downloading it, of course, right? And then I ended up making finding out who the original maker was. And he did the four. He did four. He did Leo,
Oh,
Mikey, Raph, and Donatello. He did all four, but he took them off. I was gonna get the other three, but then he took them off. And I messaged him and I was like, bro, what happened? And he's like, nah, man, I had to take them off because they were just, stealing my
IP.
files and putting them
Oh,
everywhere.
yeah, it's always and the group of people that ruin it for the rest of us. Because now is that turtle still available on Colts, or did he remove all of them?
If it's available on Colts, it's
Oh, 1 second here, Luis. I just lost you on my side. Just a moment. Hey, still there? There we
Yeah.
go. The video, it's something with this app. The video completely cut out. But yeah, so you said, so if the file's still there, it's going to be Colts 3D?
yeah, but it's gonna be from someone else that stole the file and just uploaded it there.
So
They
not
might,
the original.
yeah. The problem with that is that something might be wrong with the arm or the leg or the head shrunk bigger than it's supposed to, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and with somebody like that, you're not going to get support to fix it by any means. So just
Yeah,
you got to watch out. Now, when you downloaded it originally, was it already life size, or did you have to scale it up?
No, I have to scale them up. I have to do measurements and do math and algebra and all that kind of stuff here. Also with the floor tiles. Okay, well, I mean, it's 1 foot. Let me see, 2, 3 feet. How much is it? So I go by measuring stuff, man, and I ended up doing it on point, I guess.
Yeah, no, that like today.
But
I think the turtle was one of the first ones that I seen from you, and then like I said, then it just went from there and onto the Dragon Ball Z and all the anime stuff that I have no idea. If I tried to guess who they were, I would offend 90% of our chat.
yeah.
But we are getting close to the end here. So if just chat and YouTube, Twitch world, anybody, if anybody's got a question for Luis, make sure to ask it here, and then come to him. I'll watch for him here in just a moment, and we'll ask away. But is there anything in the works that you'd want to talk about? That you anything to tease or anything that's to come?
Yeah, I got something good. I know I've been printing out, stuff like this, Joe. I've been printing out, like regular normal size stuff. That guy, the red over there, is not normal. He's way bigger than me. But I mean, for us to get ready, because the prints are gonna be 1,000 times bigger. They're gonna be more insane. I want to go and push the limit.
Awesome, and I know where you can get some filament from.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Yes,
a guy.
I do.
I know a guy.
I know a guy, that well, I know a guy.
I think it might be the same guy we know. Small world, right?
Yeah, small world.
Hey, that's a decent little filament, I see.
Yeah.
Not a paid sponsor. Let's see. We do
No.
have a first question from Tech Jeeper. It says the tall one behind him isn't a life size Polymaker Nick. It's probably the same height. How tall is the white hair guy?
This guy? Yeah, he's about like yeah, he's
How tall
about
are
like
you?
well, it's because his hair's up, right? I'm
yeah.
5'6", 5'6", somewhere there. And
I don't remember you being that. This is gonna sound offensive, but I don't remember you being that short. When I seen you rap it, I thought you were like my height.
Man, but yeah, no, I mean, the thing is, I have all the, like, the original makers, the sculptors and everything. I talk to them and everything, and we get the sizes and everything, and they also sculpt them up to their actual size. So I mean,
That's
when
awesome.
they're then they send them to me, and I don't got to worry about the sizes because I know they're legit.
Ready to go. Yep. Let's see here. Bearded Printer asks, what was the most frustrating print fail you've ever had?
Oh man, oh bro, that one. Well, that red one over there, right? Goku. Well, I mean, it wasn't a fail. A fail. I have not had a brutal fail right now, but I mean, what happened is that I put his head on top and the hair. It was all together, right? and I finished painting it, finished doing everything, and then I left it in the back, came inside, get a glass of water. When I just hear a bang, bang,
Oh,
I go outside, I find it just smashed to the floor. Everything, the nose was in, the jaw, everything was just off.
need facial
So I mean,
reconstruction at that point.
yeah. So I had to just, I got a 3D print pen, and I just, did a little bit of magic here and there, like
Fix it.
yeah, just something a Mexican would do. Me.
There you go. No, you're good. Let's see. Tony Wright asks, do you have to add extra detail when you do scale them up?
No, I haven't needed to add any details. The guys who sculpt these models, I mean, they're on point. They're the best. I mean, I love the way they do the details on every single model. I do not lose details. I do not add details. If I want to, it'd be with the paint and stuff like that.
Right, just more accentuate the details that are already there, just between the
Yeah.
shading and everything else.
Yeah, so I
Awesome.
mean, it's just a plus. I push it.
There you go. Ranger Restoration Repair on YouTube asked, Luis, what's your go-to infill setting for statues, percentage-wise?
I've gotten that question so many times, and I've answered it, of course. But I mean, in my page, right, and when they ask that, it's different. It's different because the legs, you're gonna want them with a thick infill, like about 5-6%, somewhere there. But then the top of the body, you're gonna want it very thin, 2-3%, stuff like that, with like 3 walls, 3, or sometimes you might get away with it, but I don't recommend it. 2% walls, 2 walls, but I'd go for 3 or 4 walls.
Yeah, just better to do it right the first time than find out, it's too thin or it gets too weak for sure.
Yeah, the torso is going to be way heavier than the legs. And
yeah, let's see here. Now, Tony Wright is asking, this year, a model of Black Beauty or Red Rum. I'll imagine those are anime, maybe.
I guess so. I'm not familiar with all the animes. Just Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, a little bit of Naruto, not that much. I guess the OG animes. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
About...
Not being an anime watcher myself, I would say, yeah, those are the OG. Like those are the mainstream ones that I've heard of, and I know,
and I grew up
can
with
recognize
Dragon Ball
most of
Z.
them with. There you go.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Layer by Layer asks, what would be your dream model to print?
Oh, my dream model. Well, I mean, it'd be something huge. I mean, it'd be like extremely tall, like about 20-30 feet tall, like something maybe even more. It'd be
just crazy,
be insane. Yeah,
I mean, I know the PETG, ASA, or ABS on that one, so you can put it outside, or else your wife will kick you out.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. But I mean, the new statues that I'm gonna be doing, I mean, I know for a fact they're gonna be like about 10.
They're gonna be tall. Like I said, yeah, I can't wait to actually see one in person, let alone just see it in one video. Let's see. K2 Kevin asks, how long until you rent a warehouse with high ceilings? Is that the dream?
Yes, that's the dream. That is the dream right now. Well, yeah, that's the dream. But right now, I'm still stuck here in my living room.
Still got space.
Yeah, I sleep here in the couches, man.
3D printing, we always find more room for more printers, or in your case, more printers and more models. It's just a skill you developed of finding ways to Tetris things so they fit.
Yes, exactly. That's the way we do it.
There you go. Let's see here. Net7 asks, Luis, ever been approached by license holders for prints to use as display pieces?
Yes, once, but it was a little resin model. I don't have it here; it's over there. But it's a SpongeBob cockroach meme. He's eating a burger. The little cockroach is like that, chilling, eating a burger. I got a copyright, a cease and desist, I think. Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Cease and desist. From I was selling it on Etsy, and they were selling like if they were on fire, man. They were selling quick.
That's the thing that gets you as soon as they become popular.
Yeah, it just became highly insane, and they messaged me. They told me to stop selling, or else I was gonna get in trouble. So I just, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stop selling that, and that's where I learned the lesson that, hey, I'm not gonna be selling these statues. I already
Let's not
talked with
tempt
lawyers.
fate.
Yeah, I already talked with lawyers about them and everything, stuff like that. As long as I don't sell and it's just for art and hobby,
Content.
just for
Yep.
me, then we're good to go.
Awesome. Well, that's at least cool too that they didn't like chase you down for anything. More of just a hey, take it down. You do your thing, we'll do our thing. Have a nice day. So nothing. Once you took it down, nothing came of it. It was just squashed at that point.
Yeah. Once I took it down and everything, I just stopped selling and just what, I'll just stick with mine, stick over there. And I mean, I got friends that are lawyers as well and everything. I talked to them about it, and they told me which way to go and everything to avoid that kind of stuff. And I was like, you got it, you got it.
Well, I think you've definitely found your spot. Like I said, especially is obviously you're passionate about it, you're skilled at it, you're consistent with it. I mean, all that's led to pretty good success that I see continue going more and more. So I'm glad that our paths cross for sure, because I can't wait to see what else you come up with.
I mean, that's why I print them right now. I mean, and I know that for a fact in the future, I'm gonna be taking them to like stores here and tell them, if you guys want to display them so kids can come take pictures with them and everything, go for it.
Yep. No, that's awesome. Well, I'm going to end it off here. We usually do some fun, just rapid fire questions. I used to write them down. Now I just kind of base them off of the conversation. I always start off with some 2 questions, not super in depth, but first question, and I have to iterate. It doesn't have to be Polymaker. Polymaker, the filament does not have to be the proper response. But what is your favorite go-to filament, whether it be a certain material type or a certain color or effect?
No joke. Polymaker gray. I got them right here.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go. An honest answer. Like I said, so I appreciate that. Now,
look,
with all the prints,
this right here. It's still stuck on the print.
It's just easier to paint. Is that one of the reasons?
Yeah.
Too, kind of, it gives a good base.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I don't know. I like it because I guess the filler primer that I use is gray, of course, and the automotive primer as well. It's gray, light gray, exactly like that.
See how well everything fills in, and everything, all the gaps and everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite.
There we go. Right answer. I was gonna have to disconnect you, but you got the answer right. So the second question I always ask is, of course, you've done a lot of prints. You've done some amazing prints, many amazing prints. What print, whether it be the big guys or something you started off with small, what has been the one print you're most proud of?
The Ninja Turtle.
Ninja Turtle.
It's got it. Well, when it's about the paint, it's the Ninja Turtle. But when it's about the size, it's the cell, the perfect cell, that guy. Yeah.
Until the next one, right?
Until the next one. Oh man, I'm excited.
Okay, next question. We were talking about anime. That's of course a lot of what the characters behind you are. What's the best anime that you've watched? What's your favorite anime? I should say.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. There we go. And then with that, also we'll tail off best character.
Oh, from Dragon Ball Z?
Yep, Dragon Ball Z, yeah.
It's because ever since I was a little kid, it was Goku. But I mean, it's like they say, now that you're growing up, you hear Vegeta speeches and you're like, whoa.
I relate to that guy.
So, I mean, but I got to stick with Goku, man.
Got to go with the class. No, nothing wrong with the OG. That's perfectly acceptable. Now, other than that, the last question, and this is probably the hardest one to date, is if anybody is looking to go watch somebody create really big, really awesome painted projects that just has a good energy and vibe about them, where would you direct them to?
I would say me, but I mean, I'm still learning as well.
Most people, so I ask that, most people don't want to answer themselves. Like, I don't want to sound conceited, but that's my lead up to get you to say, oh yeah, Luis Garcia.
It's because the guy that I learned from on YouTube, it's a guy that built the life-size Halo. I don't know, but the video is very old. Galactic Armory.
Galactic Armory. Oh yeah, because they did the Arbiter too.
Yeah, well, I learned because of the Halo, the
Master Chief. Yeah, the 7 foot.
The Master Chief. Yes, my bad. Yes.
Yep.
No, that's how I learned.
Which one you're talking about? Yeah. So.
Yeah, but then after that, I just, started learning from my mistakes, and, as it went on and everything. And, if
You
they
build
come and
up.
ask me questions and everything and I can answer them, I'll go for it.
There you go. Well, like I said, you obviously at least know somewhat what you're doing. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. I mean, your projects behind you speak words. So, but for anybody that is looking to follow you, kind of check out, or just wait and see what comes next, where can they find you?
They can find me on Facebook under Luis Garcia, Luis Garcia, or on YouTube, Instagram under Peps 3D Collectibles, or Luis Garcia as well. Or you can just put it there in Google,
Yeah,
Peps
right.
3D Collectibles, and everything will pop out there.
Which I think Pezlis, if she's still, oh no, okay, so yeah, so it's actually pinned. So his link tree is pinned in chat. So if you guys click that, you can find out all the socials there. Follow him there. Like I said, just an awesome guy. Now, are there plans to be at any of the Rep Rap festivals this year? I know you were able to make it to Rapid. Are you planning to
Yeah.
make it to any other festivals?
Well, right now, I got some expos and cons that I'm gonna be taking the statues to and everything.
Oh,
But like festivals and stuff like that, about like 3D printing and everything, I got no idea, bro. I got no idea still.
we'll have to see. Hey, if anything, if you don't make it any here soon, we'll have to see what we can drag you out to. Like I said, because I need to see one in person. And then I need
Oh
to
yeah.
possibly take it home. And when you're looking the other way. So no, Luis, well, I greatly appreciate you coming on the show. I hope everybody, and I'm sure everybody loved getting to know you, seeing what you're doing, and again, follow him if you want to see more stuff, because this guy doesn't stop. I mean, I'm telling you, it's and like I said, I'm here to chuck him some filament as needed to print these things off. So we'll make sure that he continues to build some awesome things and share that content with us. But I will let you go. Thank you again for coming on the show, and hopefully I will see you around soon.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you guys for having me. You guys are the best.
Hey, thank you, man. Have a good one.
You too. You too.
See ya. Okay, and there is another guest out of the way, Luis Garcia. Again, awesome individual. When I started communicating with him just through chat and text, his passion was obvious off the rip. I already seen it in his content, and but again, just the way he portrays himself. Got the chance to actually run into him at Rapid TCT this year, and again, just everything that was from our conversations through emails and text messages, it was the same. It was like meeting a friend. Honestly, it was just a very, very good guy, wholesome guy, and just does amazing things. If you like big prints, he does a ton of them. And the turtle, like, yeah, if I could steal the Ninja Turtle from him, I would go to his house right now and take it. So that's it for that part of the show. We still got a couple things to go over, some projects, maybe to what's to come, and then we have a drawing. I do have it activated. I made sure that I did. So make sure to type in "I am awesome" if you have not done so yet. That'll give you a chance to win a spool of filament, and that is international. Just because you don't live in the US or Canada, don't think you can't enter. I don't care where you live. If you've got internet and you're watching me right now and hear me say, type in "I am awesome" in chat for a chance to win filament, that means you can win a spool of filament. So why not do it? Because why you're doing that, I want to talk about some projects. And first up, we have Polymaker Figurines that is led by Antoine Dimension. Pezlis, come on, yeah, right there. And he is doing the version 2. We've already done, or he's already done the first 151 Pokemon. Now in version 2, I think almost finished up with it, of the Pokemon and their evolutions and multicolored prints, presenting them through Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. And when he presents the latest video, that model that he shows then becomes available for free to download on Maker World. So make sure to follow him if you're not. Whether you're a Pokemon fan or not, I've printed several, and I never was huge into Pokemon, but they are nice models. The multicolors are great. But you don't have to print them in multicolor. You can print them solid. You can paint them. Some people love painting. Go watch Luis's videos and maybe learn a thing or two, and you can paint them yourself. But we also have Polymaker Education that is led by Creatrix Brit, and she is again on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc., and does the same format to where when she releases a video with an educational model that we have developed internally, that becomes available for free to download also. And you can use it for your own school, your own daycare, your church, wherever you might want to. to teach people, or maybe just like the model and you want to print it and put it on your desk, because they make some pretty cool models. I know she works with a handful of different modelers that make just awesome things. So again, that's Polymaker Education. There we go. Look at that. Somebody's on it. I'm not even asking. Look at that. Tony Wright. Man, right on it. Thank you. Pesla's got the figurines. We are on it. I don't even need to pay attention at this point. I just need to ramble. But next up, we have Polymaker Lab, or Labs. I don't know if it's an S or not. But anyway, that's led by Sean. You guys have heard him. Who cares about Sean? Next, no, he does a really fun videos as a Polymaker scientist, giving tips, tricks, and troubleshooting for 3D printing for problems you've either had or you may have in the future, or maybe that you'll never have, but you'll have that knowledge to help others. And that is on TikTok. He does, Monday, I think it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but fun videos to watch and to learn from. Sean is a great guy, as much as me and him, go at each other like brothers. Love the guy, does a great job with that. And then lastly, we have In-Printing Color, and that is hosted by Pezliz over at twitch.tv/Pezliz. And that is every Wednesday, where she goes over colors, surface effects, the many, many things that Polymaker has in their arsenal of filament. So we got more and more coming. Some new stuff just showed up in the factory today, in the US factory, that are kind of their test samples with some stuff that's going to be coming out soon. I can't talk about it more than that. I've just got to tease you and let you wait. But Rocky Mountain Rep Rap Festival is coming up soon. We will be there. We'll be there in full effect. Me and 5 other team members will be there. So make sure to come say hi. Come play our games. Working on finalizing the mobile Panchroma wall game, the Speed Reflex game. If you haven't seen it, you got to stop by and check it out. As long as everything goes as planned, it'll be amazing. But we're going to move over to the giveaway. There we go. Hesitate. I was like, I know it's there. I moved my, dang it. One second. There we go. I'm new here. So get that in there. Why does it keep clicking my, done. I probably should lock that and it won't happen. I'll give you a few more seconds to do I am awesome while I maybe type something in. Here we go. Who do we got? Who do we got? And again, if you're over in the YouTube world, over to Twitch real quick, type that in I am awesome in Twitch chat, and then you can go back to YouTube and watch and see if you won. And I am going to find a person who might be 3D printing. Oh, there we go. I know who will hit up. Someone that's been on the show before. My neighbor from another state, but gonna work. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna rate out. I can't ever remember if it's Kyla. I just know it's Lee Marie. And then I know Jeremy. I can never remember how to pronounce her name. My apologies. I'm horrible with names. There's too many in this head. But I'm gonna do the drawing in just a moment. After that, stay tuned for just a little bit. Go show your love and tell them that, hey, Polymaker says hello. Hope they're doing well. Keela. Okay, Keela. There we go. Pezliz. Coming in clutch. Oh, Bearded Printer beat you to it, though. Sorry, Bearded Printer. I'll give you the credit. Pezliz, I deduct 1 point. But we got to rate out here in just a second, and we're going to draw. And then it's going to raid. It might raid already. I'm waiting. The timer stopped for me for some reason. Silverback Creations. Rigged in chat. You already know how to contact me. You know how to get that free filament. Reach out. But again, go show your love to Keela and tell her we said hello. Hope she's having a great stream. And I hope to see you guys here next week at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Every single week on Thursday. Come join us. We'll see you soon. You guys have a wonderful night.